Welcome back to another Solidworks tutorial. Today we'll be looking at how to use relations and where to use them. So we were looking at three subsections. So starting off, the first section would be just a basic overview of what actually relations are. So if I can draw your attention yet over to Solidworks, I'm just going to view my plane, so I'm going to say sketch. So I'm just going to sketch something, just some lines. I just want to sketch something basic just to show you what exactly is happening here. So let's say I have two lines. Let's say I have to have a placement like this and another one like this. You can actually, with a relation, add that they should be parallel to one another. So just looking on top, there's an arrow that says display or delete relation. So as soon as you drop down the arrow, you say add relation. So you can click on both of those lines. It gives you a list of relations you can actually add here. So you can say both of them should be parallel, they should be perpendicular. Okay, let's just delete the parallel one. They should be perpendicular, and so on. So you can obviously add and delete here and add new ones, whichever ones you want. So it plays a very big role in sketching and drawing up some of your components, and it's a very powerful tool if you know how to use it. So that's basically just a quick introduction of how you use them and where you can use them. So let's look at an example. If you can draw your attention here on the left, this is actually a relations example, so we like asking this in tests for our students. So let's see how far we can get in drawing this actually. So let's just open a new page, new component. So I'm not actually going to view my planes, I'm just going to say sketch. I want to sketch, let's say, on the front plane. Okay, so now as you can see on this image here on the left, there's only one dimension given, which makes all the rest fully defined. So you should only be able to place one dimension and make everything fully defined. So let's start off. So obviously I'll start off with just a circle because I can use a center circle, so it's the easiest to start off with. So just a center circle. So I can actually add a dimension to the circle by making it a one dimension I want. So I'm going to make it 100, just 100, and I can always just delete this one. So I can always just add the dimension later on. Then after I made the circle, I'm going to make the square box outside of the circle. I'm going to make the square box outside of the circle. Then it will be, I'll advise you just to click, somewhere out on the box, because otherwise if you click on one of these lines, then you say add relation, it's automatically going to select the box, all those lines, which makes it a bit tricky. Then you have to delete everything and it takes a lot of time. So let's say we want to take that line, and that edge we want to make tangent. So just to make sure it snaps to that edge, then we say yes. Then we can always add another one. See, what do I mean? So it's still, all the previous one selected still stays there. So you just delete the line, as I know I selected that top line. So I'm going to use this line, and I'm going to make that one tangent as well. Okay. So what you can do is you can just click here. You just click once on the outside. You can add a relation again. That one, the arc, tangent. Click once, the last one, that line, and that arc should also be tangent. Okay, as you can see, all those lines are tangent so far. So now I'm going to insert the little triangle on the inside. So I'm just going to add the line. I'm going to say start somewhere there, exactly in the middle. Make sure it snaps to that dotted lines, which means it's equal spacing as the other one. Same thing to there. So now what we actually can do here now is we can go to relations again, relations, and we can say that line, that line, that line should all be equal. Should all be equal spacing, and so it's snapped to that distance. Okay, so as you can see, all those lines went equal. So if I can just say Ctrl Z just to show you what previously happened. So I'm just going to insert this line again, that one to that one. Add a dimension and relation again, that line, this line, that line, that line should be equal in spacing. Okay, I think in a way actually very lucky that all of them are actually equal. So let's just have a look. So I think my placing was actually perfect, but as soon as you press equal, it will automatically change them to exactly the same size. Then we can just add maybe one dimension if you want to. You can say from there to there should be 50, I think. 50, and it will snap all the thing all the way down to what the actual size should be. Then we can just add the last feature, which is these 3-point arcs. So 3-point arc, that to that center. Make sure it snaps that center point there that you see. Make sure it snaps to the halfway line. You can add one from there to there, snaps to there, there to there, and then the last one. There we go. So as you can see, one dimension, and it says fully defined, so that means our purpose has been met. So now looking at the last section, which is some common problems we encounter. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to view the planes now just to give you an idea. Let's say I'm going to sketch, let's say front plane again. So I'm going to sketch a square. So I just want to show you something. So let's say I add some dimensions. I said the square should be 100 by 50. Okay. Now obviously it still needs a dimension from there to where the center is, just to know where the block actually sits. So you can actually, this thing, it's not fully defined, so you can actually move this thing around. But as soon as you put it there, can you see it? There's a little yellow icon next to it. That icon there, that's called a relation. So you can click on that one, you can right click, delete that relation. If you delete that relation, it makes this thing movable again. But in this case, look like that. I'm going to do the same movement, it only moves up and down because it's snapped to the center line. So it takes that as a snapping point, a coincident point on this vertical line. So make sure of these things. So you can always just go and delete these ones just to make it a bit movable again. Maybe you just want to snap it to there. So if you snap it to there, it automatically goes fully defined. As you can see down here, it automatically goes fully defined, and now you won't be able to move it around, as you can see. So just make sure of that. Then you can always just go and then change that one again and just make it movable again. So that's always something you need to look at in your dimensions. Then another thing that I've encountered that students struggle with is what they do is they insert a circle, for instance, like so, and then in a way, I'll show you now. In a way, that circle, they get this. The students get this. So they get the coincidence point on their circle, which is that one, and then they try and move the circle around to where I want, but then I see this problem, so it's snapped to that. So just make sure you always go, if it does that, you can look at what's the relation there, and you can just always delete it, and then you can move your circle around. So that's also a very, very important thing you can look at. So basically that's just a quick overview of what exactly relations are. Obviously there's a lot of things you can play around with now, so I just wanted to give you a guide of what exactly relations are. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked, you can leave a comment or a like or give some commentary. You can subscribe for future videos that will also be linked to something like this on Solidworks.